Hello, Nick Grimshawe here, and we have today 5 everyday mindfulness shifts that you can use to change the way your eyes see things so you can look at things afresh or come into mindfulness. Now, my name is Nick Grimshawe from Beautiful Summer Morning, and this is the first of 4 series we're doing on mindfulness. And this one is the easiest one to apply. At the end of the video, you're going to have 5 simple tools that you can use to break through confusion, distraction, anxiety, worry, all those things that pull us out of the present to bring us back into the present. And I want to put this in context because I teach on a gradient. And that gradient is to start at changing your mindset to a positive mindset. When you do that, you allow yourself to appreciate the things you already have, which leads you into gratitude. In the state of gratitude, as you develop that sense of gratitude for everything in your life, you're slowly being shifted into a mindful state. I say gratitude pushes you into mindfulness. It's almost automatic. And once you're in that state of mindfulness, you're open, you're present, you're aware of everything that's going around you. You're in present time. And that allows you to move into a meditative state. So you can see there's a sequence there that we're learning as we go along. So the first shift is return to the breath. When I didn't even know I was using mindfulness very early on in my life, where I was practicing to help people shift from anxiety or break anxiety without using medication. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending that this is the way to go. If you're having real issues with anxiety, make sure you go and see your doctor. But this is one way to break anxiety, and it's the simplest mindfulness process there is. It's to pause and take 3 deep breaths. That pause breaks what's going on in your mind. It stops you for a moment as you take in that breath. As you do that, everything else has to stop. That's one of the simplest, and you don't need anything. You can do this anywhere, any place. And the second shift is noticing something new. And that is the next step we would do with somebody, is once we had them do the deep breath, then we would get them to notice things. We would point things out and get them to look at them. And that was the next step. And mindfulness is, simply put, noticing. And when you notice, you have to come into present tense, into the present moment. So for shift 2, the shift is to spot 3 new things on a walk or something, or in a room, wherever you are, that you haven't noticed before. Now, a long time ago when I lived in Vancouver, I had a commute, and it was 45 minutes long each way. And you could easily go into autopilot. And if you've ever done this, and most of us I'm sure have done this, is you end up somewhere and you don't remember how you got there. You were on autopilot. You drove the car along a route you've done so many times, you don't even think about it. So to prevent myself from going into that automative state, that where everything just happens and you're not even noticing it, I challenged myself to notice something new each day on my commute in and my commute back. And this kept me alert because my challenge was to spot something new. So I am looking as I'm driving for something new. And it might be even just a new model of car I'd never seen before, or a sign, or the way a tree stood in the sunlight and how the leaves were moving in the breeze, anything like that. That's an easy practice. And it's a shift into mindfulness, just noticing. Simple, easy to do. Shift 3 is practice compassionate presence. And what we mean by that is that it's loving awareness, not just being aware, but to be aware in a loving or kind way. Jack Kornfield talks about this a lot, loving awareness as part of your practice of mindfulness. So it's just not awareness, but awareness with kindness. And the practice is just to listen deeply in your next conversation. Be there without your ego wanting to jump in and take over. Be there, listen, absorb, understand what that person is saying to you. And you'll be amazed at how that brings you into the present. You have to be there for that person. And that means being there in present time, not thinking about what you're making for lunch or supper later on, or the email you forgot to mail yesterday and you're afraid your boss is going to be on your tail for it. It's being right here in the moment. Shift 4 is a little more detailed in that it's mindfulness without judgment. And we so often judge. Our mind is like constantly doing this judgment. And I can remember a counseling session where I discovered a purpose I didn't even know I had, buried very deep, but it came out in this session. And all of a sudden, I'm in full mindfulness. And there is no, this man I before hadn't really felt really a lot of compassion for, shall we say. And he's there. And I am wide open. And I don't have any more judgment. I can flow love to him without even inkling of how I felt about him before. And my whole day was like that. And it's about befriending your emotions, not trying to clamp them down. And if you do that and you live without judgment, then you're in this amazing presence, this present moment. So the practice is when an emotion arises, anger, anxiety, whatever that emotion is, name what it is. That's anger. And then that breath again. And that brings you out of that emotion and into the present moment. Shift 5 is let gratitude open the door. Gratitude is the natural gateway to mindfulness. I've been talking about this. It is amazing what happens when the lens shifts. And I talk about this with people and try to explain to people when you're on a walk, and all of a sudden you shift. There's this shift into the present moment where you stop just seeing things. You stop just actually operating out of memory or autopilot, and all of a sudden you really notice the tree in front of you, or this beautiful flowering bush, or whatever it happens to be that sparked, and there's this shift, and everything becomes vivid and clear and brilliant in that moment. In another one of the series, I talk about my bokete moment. Pay attention for that coming up, because that was one of the most amazing present time experiences I've ever had. So just remember, as you come into gratitude and you start feeling blissful and grateful about everything that you have in your life, and you begin to appreciate your life just as possessing it, just being it, living it, as you come into that, you're pushed into a state of mindfulness. And the practice is, choose a thing to be grateful for right now in this moment. Just one thing. That's all you have to do. Stop and think of something you're grateful for right in this moment. So what are the 5 shifts again? Return to the breath. Just simply go back to breaks you into the present time. Notice something new. Look around you. What can you spot that you haven't really paid attention to before? Something new. Practice compassionate presence, like Jack Kornfield talks about. It's presence with kindfulness. It's not just being aware, but it's being aware with a sense of kindness. 4 is befriend your emotions. Don't try to push them away. Accept them, look at them, name them, and then a breath. And finally, let gratitude open the door. Gratitude will push you into mindfulness. You don't have to do an exercise in mindfulness. You do an exercise in gratitude. Start to feel gratitude for the things around you, the things you have in your life, your friends, your family, whatever amazing things have happened in your life, and that will push you into mindfulness. So there are the 5 shifts. They're easy to do. I hope you use them. Your practice is to ask yourself now, what of these 5 shifts will you try today? Let me know in the comment section under the video. Which shift are you going to try today? And just as for your information, I have a workbook for these 5 shifts, and it's free, and the link will be in the show notes, that you can go and get this, and it more fully illustrates how to use those 5 shifts. And there's a tracking for it. There's some journaling prompts to take you a little deeper into this whole exercise of how to practice mindfulness and how to shift yourself into mindfulness. It's an awesome practice, and it's a great workbook. I really hope you take advantage of that and sign up. Now, saying all of that, if you've enjoyed this video, please do us a big favor and help others also find this video and get value from it, just like you have with the 5 shifts. So if you do, subscribe, like, comment, please comment, and share with your friends and family, or somebody who might find this video useful for them as well. Thank you. My name is Nick Grimshawe, and this has been a beautiful summer morning video presentation.